Now moving on to our Wild West bracket. The first team in the Wild West bracket will be Emily Hudak's team. This features Emily, Tessa Driscoll, Nicole Music, and Morgan Birch. They will receive a bye.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Morgan Birch was actually a junior. She was actually a grade below us. I could be wrong and could have the name mistaken, but this is another all-girls team, so that could be another difficult match or another difficult bracket for them to win.
Yes.
Alright, fuck it. I can't say anything more.
Alright. We will move on then. Emily Hudak's team will play the winner of Shauna Davis's team versus the Plastics. Shauna Davis's team features Shauna Davis, Kaylee Poole, Rachel Schaefer, and Alexandra Valukas. The Plastics team is made up of Caitlin Butcher, Morgan Wilhoit, Steph Jew, and Amy Hoare.
Yeah, these are both two women's teams, so this could be an interesting matchup to see who wins. I would have to say that, the Plastics are probably a little overrated, even though they're not really rated at all, to be honest. But, and also a little tidbit that you might like to know is that Steph Jew is probably one of the most likely to be voted, what is it? I'm trying to think of the word right now. What is it? Oh no, senior. Shit, man, you fucking me. We'll skip that and go on, whatever.
Another interesting thought about this matchup is that this is an all-girls team is guaranteed to get to the second round because Emily Hudak's team and the winner of the Plastics and Shauna Davis's team is going to get to the third round, and it will be an all-girl team. That should be an easy out.
I would have to say though, wouldn't you agree that they're probably going to get out once they face a man's team?
Yeah, a man's team, they're very
That's
good.
unfortunate.
Just men are better than women.
Moving on now, the next team in this bracket will be Team Galaxy. They will receive a first-round bye and feature Kyle Jeffries, Xander Uxley, Kyle Price, and Chase Myers.
Dick! I would have to say that this team, they have some potential, but there's a couple, if you would agree with me, stoners on this team. But stoners have fared well in this tournament last year.
Yeah, you never know with Kyle Price.
With Kyle Price there,
his cannons, they could take anyone out.
He's too big.
He could probably throw a dart about 400 yards.
Yeah, exactly. With that pitching skills he's got.
They will play Team Kill, who also received a first-round bye, so they will play in the second round. Team Kill features Alex Linker, Carissa Nelson, Jessica Bealey, and Joe Del Zoppo.
This team, a lot of them are not even in school much, so that could be a lot of time for them to think about getting the other team out. So that could be a potential upset, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens with them.
Also, these teams are also driving around a lot. With Joe Del Zoppo having his business on the side, it could be interesting.
Moving on now, California Heat will also receive a first-round bye in the Wild West bracket. California Heat is made up of Brianne Hardcastle, Stephen Poyer, Lisa Tung, and originally Henry, but rumor on the street is Henry was dropped because he decided he wanted to jump from trees and snap people's necks. So they will pick up Andrew Martins instead.
Yeah, that Finland man, he could have done well in the tournament, but the team had to drop him, of course, because of his ridiculousness. But it's an understandable matter.
Moving on, they will play Sean O'Neill's team, aka Team Hammered, for the next round, because Sean O'Neill's team will receive a bye. Team Hammered is featured of PJ McDonald, Alex Huey, Nick Kreitz, and Sean O'Neill himself.
What would you like to say about this team?
This team is a real dark horse. You never know. You got Huey, who's very accident prone.
Very.
And PJ living off in the boondocks in Park Place. And Kreitz living out in the middle of nowhere. He could be a great person if they all just camp at his house, which they said that's what they're going to do.
I believe you're right about that.
That could be a real tough one.
But that could also be difficult with Kreitz's rec schedule. He's outside a lot, but, I'm sure he can handle that.
Moving on now, two teams that will be playing in this first round. Team, and I'm sorry about the pronunciation, Kalama, which features Cameron Whiteman, Luke DeWald, Aaron Guy, and John Browning, will play the Flamingos of Sarah Kuchleg, Adrian McClendon, Chelsea Kitchen, and Sam Rayburn.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, this Kalema, whatever the heck name their team is the first completely banned team. So, that could be interesting how they fare, because, those teams usually fare well in the tournament.
Yeah, I believe it is Kalmahara. And they will be playing the Flamingos, and very little is known about the Flamingos, except for that.
Moving on. We have the winner of that match will play the Goblins, who also received a first round bye in the Wild West. The Goblins are kind of thrown together, but they are made up of Ryan Fassel,
Stop looking down, mate.
Sean Flaherty, Matt Serba, and Eric Phillips.
Now this team, they have some potential. They've got a couple of all-stars on their team, if I'm not mistaken. But they also have a couple. Like they said, their team's kind of pieced together. So the team chemistry could be a little weak on their team.
Yeah, I heard that they spent over $200 on Nerf guns, and now that is a very high price to pay. But if you pay that for victory, it's well worth it.
And that is it for our Wild West bracket.